Hello and welcome to the inaugural RaceGrid VR Monthly Grand Prix, and we are taken to the streets of Monte Carlo for the final qualifying session before the race beginning. In just a moment, we are watching on board with the 8 drivers we have here tonight in the Principality of Monaco, all battling it out for pole position with 2 and a bit minutes remaining at the moment, with RG1 currently on pole, followed by RG6, but at the moment there is currently a 2-second gap filtering out at the minute as we watch the cars come down the main line. We're watching on board with RG4 now and RG7 all on a flying lap and everyone, and oof, we see RG number 2 there, which is actually Wade hitting the barrier quite hard there, coming out into Sandipot, so it's always no dives into Sandipot, as they say. Now we currently have got just 1 minute 40 seconds remaining, and it looks like RG1 will be taking pole position, but RG number 6 is closing that gap down quite considerably with a 147, 144 at the moment, so we'll be looking to keep an eye out there. But a few of the other guys are getting used to the track at the moment, and we'll keep an eye on the rest of the grid as they filter through to complete their final flying laps in just a second, because the time now is pretty much under the amount that is needed to start a flying lap. But at the minute we are watching RG5 getting a bit in the slipstream of RG4 there, and that could be a bit of compromising on their final flying run, so it'll be looking like they'll need to get a bit of space out between those guys if we want to take a good lap. You can see RG3 there and RG8 getting very close together, and probably not what they need on their final flying laps as they look to improve, because you don't want to really get too close around here. But luckily with the amount of cars, we see RG5 actually having a battle at the moment. Few people impeding on their qualifying runs at the moment, so they'll be looking to get a bit of space now, because it's currently 45 seconds left, so it's enough for anyone who is down in the Nouvelle Chicane to get another lap in. However, anyone else will be struggling now to get a lap in, so it looks like RG1 and RG6 will be the final ones who will be able to start flying lap runs. We could just see RG1 understeering into the barrier before Chiron, so his lap time might be good enough. However, RG number 6 looks like he is going to be mounting up a challenge. He's only 4 tenths down at the moment and looking like he can mount a challenge, but RG8 also looking to move off the bottom, well, from the back row of the grid at the moment now, as we watch them all come through now, as we watch RG number 5 and RG number 4 come up the hill through San Rivage, up through Beau Rivage and into Matinee, getting ready. But we have 3 wide at the moment, and that's going to compromise RG number 2's lap, and well, that's just not going to be good for him at the end of the day. But the timer has now struck 0, so anyone now on their final flying lap has got to make this count. And it looks like RG1 will be the one taking pole position at the moment, but we currently have 3 cars coming down into Mirabeau, so not ideal for them. RG2, currently down in 6th place, is going to be struggling now to actually get up the grid order here, because he's hit traffic at the worst possible time, so he's going to have it all to do in the race. So we watch on board there, and well, we might be able to get their reaction after qualifying as we go into our little break. But RG7 on a lap as well, he's currently in 4th position, 3 seconds off pole position. He's got a bit of time to improve, however it doesn't look like it's going to be much now as we watch the rest of the grid complete their final flying laps, and RG1 is still out in the lead by 5 tenths at the moment. He's set a 146.576, but RG number 6 is the one who's closest to him, but RG5 could be here to disrupt a few things as well, as we watch RG7 now come round Rascas and up through Nugis and to complete his flying lap, but they can't see an improvement at the minute on the board for anyone else. But I think that's going to be it, as we saw RG number 1 Glock up coming through Paul and into the section before Rascas, but RG5 now coming up to the line. Will this be an improvement from RG4 as well, also coming up to the line? I don't think it's going to be much of an improvement for anyone at the mix. I can't see the times changing at the moment or anyone moving up the leaderboard. However, it looks like we are going to see a final change now, and there we go, qualifying concluded for the Monaco GP. And it is RG1 on pole with RG6 and RG5 locking out the front rows, so RG7, RG4, RG2, RG4 and 6, well, 3 rounding out the rest of the group. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the race. And we are underway for the Monaco GP here at RaceGrid's inaugural monthly race competition, and it is RG6 who leading the way into the first turn now as we watch everyone flying up the hill down towards Matinee now, and it looks like everyone has got through cleanly on the first lap, and it seems either way. You can see in the camera there, the onboard footage reads RG8 who brings up the rear, and RG6 and RG7 are the ones who are leading, but it looks like now RG1 is making the move. He's coming down in 7th position now as they come down towards Mirabeau in the first set of turns, and while in the background looks like there's a bit of a squabble going on behind there, but you now, as we watch them now come down into the Grand Hotel hairpin, what a beautiful zone. Oof! That is who was that actually? I think it was 4th position. RG4 coming and get very even there, and you can see in the background RG1 having a bit of a struggle there as we come down into Portier, and both bonk the barrier at the back there, but it looks like now we've got a bit of side-by-side racing coming into the tunnel, and that is what you'd love to see. Now as they come down towards an overchicane, and oh, that looks like RG number 3 spinning there in the background, having a bit of a moment, and he loses out on a load of positions, so tumbles down to the bottom of the order. But as they come around and complete the first half lap, RG6 leads from RG5 as they head in towards Chiron and get up into there. But it looks like RG4 is holding there, but RG7 now holding his own ground as well. The battle for 4th to 6th looks very exciting at the moment. The field starts to spread out as we near the end of the first lap. And now it looks like RG1 is going to try and make a move on RG4, however it doesn't look like he's in the hole off yet, but it looks like the top 3 now are starting to pull away from the rest of the package. You can see them in the background, jostling down from position now as we come down towards Saint-Devote. Please no dives into Saint-Devote as they all say, but it looks like RG1 is going to be under pressure here from RG number 4 now as he goes side by side into Saint-Devote, and it looks like RG1 gets pushed out wide and holds the position out as RG2 now tries to make a big position as well. He's going to be on the back of RG4, but he needs to stay a little bit closer there, and he's going to come now and try and get the move done up into Matinee, but he's not able to, and he just has to hold off for that extra lap move. As you can see RG8 and RG3 in the back of the pack, you can see RG2 all over the back of RG4 now, and it's going to be a very tight battle now, but he's either going to have to go exit out of Portier into the tunnel, or hope the driver ahead of him makes a mistake. But you see the 3 leader scampering off, but RG7 looks like he's getting a lot closer now to the action on RG5 now. These guys battling out from podium positions. As you remember, the prizes are from the top 3 guys in the minute, so they need to keep that distance and composure all through the race. But RG6 now looks like he is going to be making a move on RG5, or sorry, RG7 is going to be making a move on RG5, but he's not able to yet, and he just has to back off the second over start. RG2 now finally getting the chance to overtake RG4, and he has got the move done just about into it, and looks like RG1's had a moment there, and he goes tumbling down the back of the order, and that will be no payment for him tonight from this team, and he'll be having a bit of a moment in the debrief after this race. But now we're also seeing RG7 there cutting the turn, so that might be a bit of for the FIA to have a look at after the race. But either way, it is the second lap almost. We have 25 minutes to go in this 30-minute race. As remember, we have a time limit, and rather than the amount of laps completed, just 30 minutes of racing all the way from to the end. So it'll be whoever comes out on top and who's leading at the time will win the prize pool. Well, majority of the prize pool, second and third the same, but at the moment it looks like RG6 is getting a bit comfortable out there, but he's only under a tenth behind from RG5. He looks at RG1 now, he's going to make a move on RG4. He's back in that position to fire even after his mistake in the Nouvelle chicane, so not sure what happens in there, but RG4 holding his ground at the moment now as they come up to Matinee yet again, but RG2 gets a bit wide, and that could drop him back into that battle just a little bit. However, he's not able to at the moment get on, but it is really close between a lot of guys. As we see RG1, oh, does he overcook it? He doesn't overcook it, he comes back around and gets past RG4 in spectacular fashion. That was a great move by RG1 down into Mirabeau. So he's able to do that, and it looks like RG2 has made a little bit of a mistake, and that's going to compromise him now as they come into the tunnel. Is that going to give RG1 another chance to make up a space down into the Nouvelle chicane? He's looking to battle it out, but I think he's just a little bit too far back to make a move unless he's tight. He's crazy, well, not crazy enough, tight enough to make a move on the brakes, and he's confident enough to do it. However, he's just able to hold off with the minute now, as you can see. Oh, no, as RG1 there takes out RG2, and that will be a time penalty for sure for incompetent driving, as we now watch them get on there. RG4 scampers through there and into P4 at the minute, so he's getting on there. But it looks like, as we can see now, the battle between the two separate trains are starting to heat up, as RG6 and RG5 still remain within at the second of each other, but it looks like now, unless RG4, 5 and 6 can pump, well, 4, 5 to 6 can stop banging each other and one can pull away, then I don't think they're going to be able to catch the top 3 at the minute, because there's so much that needs to happen under them. And that is RG2 going into the back, well, RG1 going into the back of RG2. What would you say is a bit of sweet revenge for 2 minutes before? However, I know it was a bit of an accident there, but this track is so hard to overtake on the cars here. It's so hard to handle. It's just about, you know, finding the limits of them as we progress into this race. We currently have had our first quarter of this race gone, and it is RG6 now currently, unless they make a mistake, then it's not really gonna be anyone's race at the minute, because even though we do have a long time to go, remember there is no safety car, and it is pretty much start to end at the minute, and that timer is going to be ticking down as we go through. And this is the first time we're doing it on Twitch, so it'll be, I do have the dashboard up, but it'll be hard to, you know, I don't expect we'll be getting many viewers on the first one, but hopefully, you know, it's just the experience of you see RG6 locking up there, and he goes sideways there, and could that give an opportunity to RG number 5, but RG1 and RG number 4 now, oh no, and RG6, that could be a moment for the lead there, and the top 3 are now battling out side by side now as they come down into back. And why has it changed? The cameraman, get back there, and there we go, back on it, thank you very much, as we see them all coming through, but everyone is battling so hard, and we just see RG4 there getting on 2 wheels over the new Vulture game there. It looks like RG4 is going to try and go up the inside to defend from RG1, and the lead is now getting side by side into Raskas, and they're not doing it, but you can see RG3 and RG number 8 trailing up the pack, and well, they're going to have to hope for a miracle if they can get back in this race. But you can see now RG number 6 loses his lead, and RG number 5 takes the lead now on the 3rd lap of this race. And we have many more to go at this rate, but it looks like you can see RG7 has dropped back a little bit from that battle. He must have made a mistake somewhere on the lap, and he's just dropping a little bit now back into that battle for 4th to 6th, so that could become a 4-way battle. As you can see on the little mini map, the gaps starting to form. Solo commentary is pretty hard when I haven't done it for a long while, but RG number 5 still holding out in the lead. Interesting about this track, it was done on Top Gear about a decade ago, and we saw, you know, hot hatchbacks doing. These were the cars that were, or one of the cars that was used on there, and now really fun to drive around there. But you can see like a lot of people locking up like Formula 1 cars in there into the Grand Hotel hairpin, but it's just a lot it's a lot lighter, it's a lot, throws you about a lot more, so it's a lot harder, you know, to keep in and on the line of the track. As we see RG6 losing, that's going to allow RG5 to pull away and scamper off, as RG6 now has got all that work to do again, and that 4-second gap now is going to be crucial for him to get back in. But you see RG number 2 getting back in, but that is going to be heartbreak for number 6 at the end of this race if we don't there's how to do. But for the next one as well, we'll keep the proper names in, but RG1 hitting the barrier yet again, so his team principal will not be happy with the repair bill for that car for sure, as RG5 comes round into the final turn and heads up towards Sunday Hot now to complete the 4th lap of this race. Well, it has been entertaining so far, even if there's been a few moments from drivers. The racing is really close at the minute, and a lot of respect from the drivers. It's all going on, sorry, apologies, I have just got the hiccups at the moment, so it'll be see if they go down at the minute or if the Pepsi can keep it down. However, RG number 5 coming up now, 3 seconds that gap is going down, so RG6 proving that he has got the pace, but he needs to keep on him and keeping on. RG7 just fading a little bit off, however the gap is still going down at the minute now as we watch now as they come in, as RG number 5 going a little bit slowly there, but we have behind, and that is RG number 4 and RG number 2 there having to go to the battle. RG number 2 pulling off a Scandinavian flick there and keeping the car under control in that, and a great recovery by him, but also great showmanship by him. But RG number 1 now looks like he is trying to get onto the podium in this race. He is now on the tail of number 7. He's currently 8 seconds off the lead and has pulled out that gap from the guys behind. So this race is not over just yet for anyone, as we still have got 20 minutes to go. So the first 10 minutes of our third of this race has gone. However, a lot can happen during the race, but as we see RG number 1 lock up yet again into the Nouvelle chicane, or was the Nubit chicane. And we see RG4 losing out on the position there. It was RG2, I think, was the one who lost it, but RG7 and RG6 now getting closer and closer to, well, RG7 and RG1 getting closer and closer together, and this is going to be an absolute race to the finish. RG number 1 now gets up into the podium positions, potentially under questionable circumstances after that little bit of nudge on RG number 7. However, they are able to continue as we watch the guys coming on as RG7 now trying to get past RG1 again after losing the position out of, well, I wouldn't say clean racing or fair racing at the minute, as we are just keeping RG1 now going to hunt down after P2 and P1 and try and claim the Monte Carlo crown. Well, this is obviously part of the triple crown of motorsport, and if you can get a win here, that puts you on to track of winning the Indy 500 in the 24-hour Le Mans. So it's only been done by a few people, but the only person ever exempt from that rule is Jack Villeneuve, who was won an F1 World Championship, but is the closest one to actually coming to winning the triple crown, because he does hold a second place finish at Le Mans, but he didn't win because of his just unfortunate really. But Fernando Alonso now probably couldn't win the closest one as well. There's one Pablo Montoya still needs to complete the 24 hours in one, so there's a few people in contention. However, one of the people tonight will be able to win that coveted part of the motorsport crown, and we might even visit Indianapolis, we might visit Le Mans to be able to get that coveted part of the triple crown, and how where that is for the future. But for now, we are here in Monaco, approaching the halfway point of this race. RG5 now currently 1 second clear of RG number 6, so that is still not that's still a bit too close to comfort, I would say, for the guys there. But RG number 5 looks like he is the one who is just holding on to that lead at the moment. But RG number 4, yeah, under a bit of pressure there from RG number 2. You can hear a bit of noise in the background, and at the minute I'll be having to take a short back in a minute, and we'll be back for the rest of the 10 minutes of the RaceGrid Monthly Race Grand Prix. And at the minute, RG number 5 and RG number 6 are still battling very hard for the lead of this race and the ultimate prize at the minute, for the coveted triple crown and the prize fund. In the back for the race, you can see RG number 6 has dropped down a little bit, but RG number 2 has been stuck behind RG number 4 for the last few laps of the moment, and he's still had a bit of an issue trying to overtake the driver in RG number 4 at the minute. But RG number 6 now is going to have another go at RG number 1. He's now going to have a go with RG number 6, but this is just going to play into the hands of RG number 5 perfectly, by the fact these guys meddling behind, causing each other unspeakable damage. And RG number 1 moves up into second place, and now he can hunt down first place now, and this could be a hammer blow for RG number 5. But RG number 6 now, if he wants to retain any chance of doing it, see RG number 2 now coming down to try and get past RG number 4. He is not able to at the moment now, as you watch the guys come down there. there we go. RG number 5, RG number 1 now closing the gap down, but RG number 6 now starting to fade a little bit away into the background of this battle in a minute. Looks like RG number 5 will be the one coming out on top with 8 minutes to go in this section. It is now all over for a few of these drivers, and I think it's safe to say the guys in the top 3 are battling it out for that top prize, even though the gap now currently sits about 6 seconds back to the final podium position. There's always still every chance that that could change, but RG5 now got the perfect thing of having the 2 guys behind him squabbling it out for that position. So, you know, he just needs to hold back a little bit and wait for the moment to make that move. And always you can see RG number 4 there locking up as he tries to overtake RG number 2, but he's not able to, and he's stuck behind him now. RG number 2 finally getting past RG number 4 after loads and lots of laps of torment behind him, but he's keeping it. RG number 1 now trying to make haste on RG number 5, but this, because you can see them in the background there, RG number 5 now starting to come into a bit of lap traffic, it seems, so these guys are just going to have to be a little bit more careful in terms of the guys that are going to be overtaken in a minute, because there is no blue flag. There is blue flag rules. However, like GC3, it's a little bit different in terms of what you're going to get. But RG number 6 now still trying to keep in that window and pouncing on the mistake from the guys ahead of them. But that's going to be good for the minute, because they have drove superb races so far, even after encountering a few technical issues for RG number 6's driver Alex. He has managed to hold on brilliantly in this race, and big shout out to him for coping with those technical issues. But at the minute it looks like RG number 5 is RG number 5 is coming up to some lap traffic now, and that could be the end for him as he managed to get through the traffic in a minute, and he's lost a little bit of time to RG number 1. RG number 1 now currently 2 seconds drift as RG number 3 is lapped by RG number 5. So you can see now RG number 5 has got the move done on RG number 3 now, and it means that the guys behind are going to have to overtake this lap traffic as well. With 6.5 minutes to go, everything is still to play for in this race around the Monaco Principality. It has been an honestly great spectacle to watch so far, and I can't wait to bring some more of these. And Monaco, always a disliked track for the opportunities it has in overtaking. However, you can't doubt it in the fact it is honestly a great sight to watch racing, beautiful sights with the boats, everything. But when you've got the level of races that are here tonight, then it's been a pleasure to commentate, even though it is a lot harder as a solo act. Then you know you would love to have your right hand person here with you. However, unfortunately you have to make do, but it has been a pleasure to see RG5 now starting struggle a little bit, and that's going to allow RG number 1 to come in to that window to overtake RG number 6. But we'll see now as we watch now the guys behind get that little bit closer to the cars ahead, and well, as we'll say, we'll keep an eye out on the guys behind. But at the moment it looks like RG number 5 is still the guy who's going to be taking home the top step of the podium in the minute. As you can see, RG number 2 now trying to close that gap down a little bit, but he actually is to RG number 7. So RG number 2 finally finding his feet in this race, and he'll be taking 4th spot. But at the minute, unless there's a change here, then I think it's safe to say RG2 will be looking to do it. But back in just a second. Join back in with 3.5 minutes to go, and you can see RG number 5 now holding his lead from RG number 1, but they've encountered a little bit of traffic in the Grand Hotel hairpin, and that's going to mean these guys are looking to just hold off me. You can see now RG number 8 is the one who was holding RG number 1 now, is trying to make a move. And you can see now RG number 1 coming down into the Grand Hotel hairpin. But now RG number 5 keeps holding on the minute. See RG number 1 just holding off a minute as RG number 6 trying to get back into the picture. Currently 5 seconds to drift. However, it seems like that RG number 5 is going to be victorious with 2.5 minutes to go now, so 2 laps pretty much for the rest of these guys, or 1.5 laps as we look at it now. But it looks like RG number 8 is going to be, and RG number 3 are going to be taking up the wooden spoon positions, and they'll still get a prize, just not the one that was hoping for. RG number 5 is currently still trying to fend off RG number 1, but there's a bit of rumour going around that RG number 1 will be disqualified for being qualified from the team. And oh my god, that was an absolutely outrageous dive. I'm not sure who from, but somehow they managed to keep the car on the track. But that was a massive dive then into Sandiford, and we got our first, well, not curse word of the night, our first shot of the night of no dives into Sandiford. But at the moment, RG number 5 is currently just holding off RG number 1, and they are battling out. But RG number 3, well, RG number 6 now getting back into there. You see RG number 1 bouncing off the curb, but RG number 6 holding him just a little bit. But one battle that looks like it's going to go down to the wire as well. What we thought it was, RG number 2 just losing a little bit of pace with RG number 7 for the final podium position, it seems, unless RG number 1 is somehow not disqualified from this race, and we'll bring it with the FIA. But from the look of it, it seems like we're now into the final window, and RG number 5 has lost the lead of this race again, and RG number 1 takes the lead of the race, and after falling back at the start of this race, he's worked his way up the order and has got it in the perfect slot. As you can see there, RG number 8 cutting the turn just a little bit. Now RG number 1 is RG number 5 now coming down the outside into Raskas, and he gets them done. What a move by RG number 5 there, and you can see now RG number 7 locking up a little bit, and RG number 2 trying to chase him down as the gap now is closing down a little bit. But RG number 1 and RG number 5 now go side by side down into Zandvoort, and it'll be who breaks first. But RG number 6 is catching up ever so slightly as these two battle it out, but I think it's just going to be too little, too late. So I have to say this will be the final lap, and RG number 6, you can see in the background now, he's trying to fend off RG number 5, and you can see RG number 5 and RG number 1 side by side. But this is working out beautifully for RG number 6. Unless he wants to make a move, this is going to be an absolute storm over the final lap, unless we do get another lap to end up racing, because when the time is 0, sometimes it doesn't do that. But you know, that is up to the stewards in the game when the final lap is going to be. And I think we will not be surprised unless this race is called now. And RG number 1 has taken the lead, but RG number 5 still holding over. RG number 6 now in a very good position here, but you can see behind them, because these guys are battling so hard, it means that the guys ahead of them are actually losing time doing it, and that's not exactly not going to be. RG number 1 is the guy who is currently just trying to hold off back in position. RG number 5 now, as RG number 1 locks up into the Nouvelle chicane and just backs off, but RG number 6 now is getting closer and closer. I think he's made a mistake as well, because he's dropped back just a little bit further as well, and I think this is going to be not the end of it. I think we're going to see the race result in a minute now. You see RG number 1 and RG number 5 now come up to the penultimate section of the track now, and it's going to be RG number 1 who will cross the line first on track, unless they don't wave the checkered flag now in a second. Now, as watch them now come around the final turn up towards the finish line on the mini map. I think this is going to be a close race, and I think it's RG1 who crosses the line and wins race. RG number 5 comes second, RG number 6 comes third, and that is results for now. But we might see RG number 1 disqualified, so it might be RG number 7 who actually picks up the podium there, as RG2 isn't able to get on it. But there we go, the final race results now as we watch now. The rest of the guys come around the final part of the track now to take up the results, and there you go. The final few laps, well, the people at the back still racing, but it seems like the results of this race have been classified as RG1, RG5, RG6 taking the top step, RG7 and RG2 holding on, and RG4, RG3 and RG8 rounding out the final position of the track. And thank you for tuning in, because that was an experience and first time doing it, but we'll be back soon for the next one, and there we go, rounding out the race. Thank you very much for tuning in, and there you go.